Colombia has elected a new president, and the result marks one of the sharpest political shifts the country has seen in recent years. Nationalist lawyer and businessman Abelardo De La Espriella has won Colombia's presidential runoff, defeating left-wing Senator Ivan Cepeda and bringing an end to 4 years of left-wing rule under outgoing President Gustavo Petro. Hello and welcome to The Print. I am Samah Qundeel, and today we take a closer look at who Abelardo De La Espriella is, why his victory matters, and what it could mean for Colombia and the wider region. To understand the significance of this election, we need to understand the political context. For the past 4 years, Colombia was governed by Gustavo Petro, the country's first ever left-wing president. His administration came to power promising social reforms, environmental protections, and negotiations with armed groups under a policy known as total peace. But as Petro's term progressed, concerns over economic growth, deepening security crisis, and the continued presence of armed criminal groups became major political issues. It was in this environment that Abelardo De Espriella emerged as a national political force. Nicknamed El Tigre, or the Tiger, by his supporters, De La Espriella built his campaign around a simple message: Colombia needs stronger leadership, tougher security measures, and a smaller state. The 47-year-old lawyer portrayed himself as an outsider, capable of restoring order in the country, struggling with drug trafficking, organized crime, and growing public frustration. His message resonated with a large section of voters. After securing the largest vote share in the first round, De La Espriella narrowly defeated Ivan Cepeda in the runoff, winning just under 50% of the vote. But who exactly is he? De La Espriella is not a career politician. Born in Bogota and raised in Monteria, he first became known as a high-profile criminal lawyer. Over the years, he represented a number of controversial clients, including figures linked to corruption scandals, paramilitary groups, and businessman Alex Saab, who faced money laundering charges in the United States. His legal work brought both visibility and criticism. Outside the courtroom, De La Espriella expanded into businesses ranging from real estate and clothing to liquor brands. Known for his luxury watches, designer sunglasses, and carefully cultivated public image, he became a familiar figure in Colombian media long before entering electoral politics. During the campaign, he frequently used a military salute, despite never serving in the armed forces. His supporters viewed it as a symbol of discipline and strength. His critics saw it differently. Many compared him to Nayib Bukele, the Salvadoran president, known for his aggressive anti-crime policies and mass incarceration campaign. De La Espriella rejects that comparison. Yet many of his proposals closely resemble the tough on-crime model that Bukele has popularized across Latin America. Among his headline promises is the construction of 10 maximum security mega-prisons. He has pledged to abandon negotiations with armed groups and replace them with a harder military approach. He has also proposed using American support to target drug trafficking networks and cocoa cultivation, arguing that Colombia's security crisis requires decisive action rather than dialogue. Security, however, is only one part of his agenda. Economically, De La Espriella has promised a dramatic reduction in the size of the state. He says he wants to shrink government structures by as much as 40%, broaden the tax base, encourage private investment, and restart oil exploration projects. His administration is also expected to support hydraulic fracturing or fracking as a way to increase energy production. The result represents a broader political shift taking place across Latin America. In recent years, several countries in the region have witnessed the rise of conservative and nationalist leaders, campaigning on promises of security, economic liberalization, and opposition to traditional political elites. De La Espriella's victory is being viewed by many analysts as part of that wider trend. His win also attracted attention beyond Colombia. US President Donald Trump publicly welcomed the result, saying he won big on his Truth Social account, while several right-wing leaders across the region expressed support for the president-elect. US Secretary of State Marco Rubio also congratulated De La Espriella on his victory on X, while adding Colombia's best days are ahead. But the election has also exposed deep divisions within Colombian society. The margin of victory was narrow. Supporters of Ivan Cepeda questioned aspects of the preliminary count, while outgoing President Gustavo Petro called for the final scrutiny process to be completed before the result is formally recognized. Meanwhile, protests erupted in some cities following the announcement of the outcome. For De La Espriella, therefore, the challenge begins now. He will take office on August 7, facing a divided electorate, a complex security situation, and a Congress where his coalition does not command an outright majority. His supporters see him as the leader who can restore order and revive the economy. His critics worry that his hardline rhetoric, confrontational style, and expansive security agenda could deepen political polarization. Either way, one thing is clear. With Abelardo De La Espriella's victory, Colombia has chosen a very different political direction, and the consequences of that choice are likely to shape not only Colombia's future, but also the broader political landscape of Latin America. Thank you for watching. For more such content, keep following The Print.